going down. Tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time, brought to you by CW Motorsports, episode 87. I'm Chad, and normally here's where I'd say something about we're going racing or something like that, but racing got canceled this weekend, so no racing. Out in Iowa, the AXCC series where it was going to be held in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, let's see, what was it? What day did they cancel it? Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whatever it was kind of an overnight thing. From that day, over the past 9 days, so it would have been the Sunday before or whatever it was, up until that day that they canceled, they had 13 inches of rain, and over the next, from that Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day it was, until the next 8 days, so it would have been the next Wednesday, they were scheduled to get basically an inch of rain per day. They were supposed to get around 7 inches of rain, give or take. So, yeah, just impossible to race in conditions like that. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong. You can. The machines will make it at least a lap or two, but it's just going to destroy the track. It's going to ruin the property for the landowner just from people pulling in. You're going to have tractors more than likely just dragging RVs and trucks and trailers and all that stuff in and out. It's just not the way to do it. It was a much smarter decision by Andy Kiner to just go ahead and cancel the race, as much as he didn't want to, and he knows it's a national series and guys already have their schedule set. You can't have them run like that. I think many of the racers in the overall are going to be much happier with the fact that they have to come back at a different date that they weren't planning on, instead of going there and just running in slop, because that's really what it would have been. It was the right call to make, for sure. So, where am I going is the question, now that I've babbled at you for 2 minutes. I'm going down to Brimstone now. Talked to Cody from CW Motorsports. I was just, chatting with him and sent him a message and said, hey, AXCC's canceled. Just letting him know, more or less. And he said, so you coming to Brimstone with me? And thought, you know what, really, it's all about the same to me. I'm driving 5.5 hours either to Brimstone or 5.5 hours to Iowa, so why not just go the other direction, load up Acre Shaker that's back there, and go ride with some of the guys down in Brimstone at the White Knuckle Event. Had a great time last year. It was really good. Last year they had a ton of dust. It was nasty. I don't think it's going to be that way this year. Now, Tennessee hasn't had near the rain that we've had in Indiana, which we didn't get anything like even what Iowa has. But good time. Not going to make a long weekend out of it. It's a Friday morning, and I'm heading out now. And get down there, we'll probably hang around the CW Motorsports booth. I'll help Cody out in whatever way I can. And then probably do a night ride tonight. And then I think we're planning on riding most all the day tomorrow. He's going to have some of his employees watch the booths for him. And we're going to go ride. And then I'm going to take off Sunday. Probably take off Sunday about midday. I don't think I'll do any riding, but I'll help him out in any way that I can in the morning. And, get out there and just enjoy some of the trails, enjoy some of the places that we get to go. So, really looking forward to it. Should be a good time. I'm going to kind of bring you guys along. Man, it's going to be warm, though. They're talking about, warm for what we're used to. We are just, it's end of May, but it still feels like we're coming out of winter. But they're talking about 90-degree weather and no rain. So hopefully they've had some rain leading up to it so that the trails aren't super dusty. They're going to dry out quick with that much traffic on them and that much heat and everything else. So hopefully it all kind of works out okay. Brought lots of water and stay hydrated. And look, banana bread, brought that too. Banana bread's like a staple. You can live off that stuff. It's great. That's all I got for you. Welcome back. Turn the radio down so YouTube doesn't get me for copyright infringement. Oh, brakes. Slowing down here. Alright, I have made it to Tennessee. As soon as I get to an open spot, I'll show you. It's really pretty around here. Lots of mountains, lots of trees. Lots of slowing down. 70 mile an hour zone, doing 30. First real traffic I've hit, actually. So, yeah, it is. I'm gonna get there right about 11:30, noonish, somewhere in there. I need to stop and fuel up the truck before I get all the way in there, so I don't get back in the middle of nowhere and then not be able to get fuel. But I got fuel in the Razor. I got enough tanks of fuel to last me and probably most of the people I'm riding with, because I tend to bring way more than I need. But yeah, I'm hoping to get up to a spot here where I can show you guys what it looks like here. Here, look outside. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna put the camera down. Talk to you guys in a bit. Ignore the music. Made it to Brimstone. Yay. Unloaded the Razor, camera gear, and obviously the one you're on. So hopefully YouTube doesn't beat me up too bad for copyright infringement. There's Cody's buggy. That's not Cody, that's Matt. Matt's working the low pro cage. We'll talk to them all here in a little bit.
I done made sure that was true. That's why I got Purple good, didn't it? Like the brake rotor survived. That's good news. The ball joints ain't too bad.
Is this one yours?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, I hit a bump and popped the ball joint out. So
Oh.
then we had to pop the other one out.
So it wasn't that you hit anything necessarily, it just the ball joint gave up.
I hit a big ditch.
When them dips go down like that, ain't none of them gonna stand that wide.
let's just fix that real
Because when they hit, you know what I mean, ain't got nowhere to go.
Right.
He's trying to run off and leave us. Then he's handicapped.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh, yeah. See you, brother?
No.
Welcome. Excuse the noise. Band's practicing or something. So Sam's down here working on his Razor. Sam, you're on the podcast.
Hey, what's up, Chad? It's warm out here today.
It is. But at least there's a breeze, right?
That's right. Nothing like working on stuff on the trail to make you appreciate equipment at home.
Yep. And you're up on this side. Okay, Matt, you're on the podcast now too. Enjoying it?
No.
No?
Being on the podcast?
Tell everybody what you're doing here.
Oh, we got the CW Low Pro cage out here.
lowers your cage, use your factory accessories, a lot cheaper than a custom cage, full custom cage. So trying to help people get into their enclosed trailers, their garages, helped out a lot of people with these things. So
Yep.
it's been a really good show.
Yep. Enjoying it so far, the heat?
Oh, the heat's great.
Yeah. What is it, like 85 already or 87?
85, at least we got a nice breeze though. The sun goes behind the clouds every now and then.
Yeah.
Let's scope it out. Yeah. We'll take the starter back in mine and go get that one. Orientation and stuff, I'm sure.
Sign up to ride one?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't really need to. I just wanted to kind of check it out. You gotta have a helmet and long sleeves.
Really?
Yeah. Are we race these or?
Helmet, long sleeves, gloves, all of it. Closed-toe shoes.
Gotta love insurance. you have is a stock exhaust and a blow-off valve.
I've gutted my exhaust.
That's exactly
Just a cap.
Yeah.
That's what I have done.
Okay.
I've got.
You can run it like that. You just dyno results. It'll probably still rob you of 2 to 3 horsepower.
Yeah, it's not a ton, but you're gonna lose just a little.
That's right. You are gonna lose a little. And some people sacrifice that little bit of loss for being a little quieter.
Right.
Not having to buy exhaust.
I can't stand loud exhaust.
Yeah, that's
right.
I'm an old man.
And everybody's a little different.
Yeah.
Everybody's just a little bit different.
Now, 10 years ago, I cut the mufflers off everything.
I was straight piped. Yeah.
Everything was. And it wasn't any problem at all.
Yeah.
Come back with a wig on. Shake, come back.
Let's see. Okay, so stage 1 on a 91 goes from 128 to 141. Stage 2 91 is 147.2. Stage 3R is 151 and 4R is 157. And that's all of the wheel stuff. The stock on the machine's 128. And that's usually where they run these. The Turbo S, the Turbo's usually run 128. The Can-Am usually puts down about 132, 133 at the tire stock. So that's pretty comparable.
Yeah. The number 200 at the crank.
At the crank, that's right. Yeah, that's it.
I wasn't trying to say,
I understand what you're saying.
So
when you threw those numbers out, I was like, no, you're exactly right.
They're what stock at the tire?
128.
They're 128 stock. So stage 1 is.
Stage 1 is I think it was the one. Yeah, stage 1's 141. So that's where that number. I was thinking anywhere between 12 and 15. So it's right around that neighborhood.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty solid. Plus all the features that me and you talked about earlier.
That's all. I mean.
And that's the big stuff. Really, that's what.
You mean like kicking the fan on early?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's the majority of the tune. Honestly, that's kind of really what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Just like you said, the horsepower's great and all, but all the other benefit features make the whole entire package, and that's where it really starts.
After that, it's just a different map.
Correct, that's right. It's just different tunes, and that's all you're doing is changing the basic map. All the hard stuff's already done. It's the same in every program. Everyone's the same code, same line of code. It's all it is changing out which map is loading the ECU. That's it. That's basic.
What's the price?
We're doing the show at the show special. It's $500. Normally it's $550. That's the normal price. It's $549. So
and you guys reflash the factory
That's
ECU?
Right. Yeah, we reflash factory ECU. The only thing we have to do is we have to have the vehicle. Polaris ECUs we can't bench flash. Can-Am ones we can, but the Polaris ones we can only because it's hard to find the harnesses. We have to cut up a harness to make the one to be able to bench flash because we got to use it with a plug you plug in the wall to be able to power the ECU and everything. So it's kind of hard to find a factory harness to cut up because everybody using them for buggies or builds or whatever. You find one, $700. Usually if anybody sends in Polaris ECUs, when we get them in, I always make sure I have a vehicle there. We keep an XB, a turbo on hand at all times, and we can just pop it in there and tune it within the vehicle, pull it out, and send it to the customer. It's good.
Right.
So we do it that way. So, but up here, that's what I've got this one. That's what I got this one over here for.
Yeah. How much was yours? Right in there.
470 or something like that.
From Alba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Alba. Was it Nick Martinez?
I think so.
I think it's his name. Yeah, Nick Martinez. That's his name. And that's one of the reasons why, there's another gentleman that does a ton of stuff with the X3. John Whalen from Whalen Speed and Engineering.
Yep.
Does a super good job. Big power stuff. They just had their big blowout drag race. Outside the cyclog guys. They had all the stuff. Well, Evo won out there, and they went head to head with John Whalen. They went head to head with Alba.
Yeah.
They went head to head with the guy in Queen, Mark Queen in Southern California. He's the guy that does a lot of the factory player stuff for all the BITD stuff.
Juno.
Those guys. So.
Yeah, and all of them make about the same power in the end. It's
Correct.
just on any given day.
That's right. They're exactly right.
None of them are necessarily better.
That's
it's just
right.
do you have your clutch set up for that altitude,
That's right. And
that machine?
it's everything. It comes out of clutching, comes out of tires, weight of the machine,
yeah.
how you drive, everything.
Does that tire work good in this dirt condition? You know how it is.
That's exactly right.
I'm preaching to the choir on this one, but
and on the $500 prices on stage 3, that's the ones like I'm doing for these guys because it's normally $549. If I don't know if you only want to go to stage 1 or stage 2, if you want to stop there, those are normally $499, so I do them for $450. So we're just doing $50 off. so it gets you down there a little bit. But that, if you wanted the stage 3, which is as far as you can go with the machine without going to E85, you can go to stage 4 and just run E85, and if you go to stage 5, stage 6, or 7, you have to run big injectors.
Yeah.
You kind of have to start getting a little intricate then.
That's nothing I'm interested in.
Yeah,
And E85, you start drinking the fuel.
Oh yeah, your fuel mileage goes down. It uses on average uses 30 to 35%.
I've seen guys go down to
standard.
50%.
Just
yeah.
boom, just right off the bat. Like I said, that's kind of average across the board. Some guys, like you said, some guys will dip into it a little bit more depending on how much they're using or what they're doing with it. Some people actually use it. This is the crappy part about it. Is some people actually do ECU tuning and actually add more fuel to compensate for not being able to pull enough timing out of the ECU because they don't know how to do it.
Right.
So they will wash it down with fuel to keep the charge cooler so that they won't get any pre-detonation. So they run into that from time to time too, and that's where the 50% margin comes into play.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that come in, big LS stuff around the house or anything, they're like, God, man, this stuff sucks. I'm going back to, I'm gonna start mixing fuel again. This is your problem. Here, call this guy, he'll fix you up. And then they do it. And
the other problem is you can't get a consistent ethanol.
Correct.
Mixture out of
The only way to do it is to
buy E98 from
buy well, and that's what well, see, a lot of the guys around the house, that's what they'll do is they'll go buy fuel in a 55-gallon drum. They'll buy enough of it. There's 2 stations that they usually get good fuel. One of them in a Sunoco around the house. So they'll go and buy a 55-gallon drum of it. They'll test the whole drum. They'll mix out whatever they've got to make it right, and they'll transfer it into another drum, and that's what they run.
Yeah, my old roommate has a turbo Honda, and he fought for 2 years on pump E85.
Yeah.
Shit canned it. We bought E98 from VP, and
no
everything
problem.
just no
That's
problem.
right. Well,
he does his own ECU.
The regulations and what they keep up with, and that they actually care. The stuff that's coming out of the pump, the average Joe, they don't know. They can care less.
It's just going to their Chevy Cruze.
They don't care. That truck's got that little flex badge on it. Guess what?
Cheaper fuel.
It's getting the corn. And that's all they know. They don't know nothing else. But the guys that get into it a little more, it's a little bit more to do. So.
All right, Cody, you're famous. You've been on here before.
I don't know, how many times is this now?
I don't know.
A bunch. Me and Steve used to keep track, but that's all like old news now, right?
I don't know who's winning. I've lost count.
Steve, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, Steve's been on a few times this season anyway. So tell us where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing.
Brimstone at the White Knuckle Event is awesome. It's hot. It's very hot, but hey, you know what? Better than the rain, the mud, and the cold. Having a good time out here. Memorial Day weekend. We've been selling parts, been killing it with that. Getting my machine tuned right now. Pretty excited about that. Can't wait to go riding later. I was able to ride with you last night, which is super awesome.
Yeah, we don't get to ride together very often.
Not very often. I kept hearing something like, I'm only on 30s, but you did all right. You did just fine.
It made it. I'm just not set up for some of the big rock crawling like you guys are on 32s.
No, that's the thing about our machines. They're literally built and designed to do what we do, and it's unfortunate sometimes because as far as going fast and sliding sideways, they're not really set up for that. But we come down here to Tennessee, and we was able to stay. I'm building a house down here to kind of vacation in and ride in when we come down, and hopefully rent out to other riders also. Yep. So we did that, and look forward to the rest of the weekend.
Yeah. So you guys are down here. This is really one of the only events you do. You do the Brimstone here, and then you do the Paragon event in the fall, right?
Yeah. We only come here. We come the White Knuckle and the Paragon event in the fall.
Yeah.
It's great. We probably should do more shows than we do, but it's a lot of work, packing all the parts out. But it's good. I like to help people. I like to keep them riding. That's what it's all about. There's nothing worse than coming down here Memorial Day weekend, driving what you drove, and then let one part stop you, and I got it.
Right.
So we'll come down here and keep people riding and enjoying their weekend, and we've done that a lot this weekend. So.
Yeah. So anything big CW Motorsports has going on here in the future, or just kind of perfecting what you're currently doing?
We're definitely going to do some perfecting. We got a big website coming, so hopefully that makes the online stuff a little bit easier, to get a hold of us and things like that, make the buying process a little more simpler. With the used parts, it's really tough because there's so many different things coming in and out so quickly. Inventory side of it's really hard. You discuss that, and maybe we're going to work on something there in the future also. But we're really looking forward to the new website launch and kind of keep hammering away what we're doing.
Yep, that sounds good to me. So, well, I guess we'll see you out there riding again tonight.
Absolutely. Super excited to get my machine tuned right now, so maybe I can hang with you a little bit in the straights.
You might pass me, who knows?
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. Are you trying to hug me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. We need.
I'm with CW Motorsports. I ordered him a light bar, put it on there, and it's got 3 bulbs out on it.
Sweet. What size is it?
It's the 32-inch. It's the curved one. It's the skinny curved.
The 30-inch curved?
Yeah. It's like his razor sitting like right over here if you look at it.
Okay. Let me see if I've got one.
before I run over there real quick.
No problem. You want to dump that water?
No, I was distracted by a whip installation.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. The only thing we've got is that thing, the belt, smoked the belt on it. And then we were going to take that and that, and we don't want to take that on the trail, and that's the only 4-seat we have.
It would make it. You got
Let's go check her out.
ground clearance there.
Yeah, yeah.
On the way back. Yeah. What the hell's that? This should be the right bar. Let's see.
Put that off on your white.
Yeah, you're all right. I can't see anyway.
You guys do pretty good this weekend?
We did all right. Honestly, it was a smaller show than it's been the last 2 years.
You help me?
Yeah, Goat wanted you to stop over before we left.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We'll do. Where you got that plugged in at? We'll just throw this one in, make sure she works, and we'll give it to you.
There it is.
Looks good. That one's yours. Nah, you can keep it.
Thank you very
It's
much.
no good to either of us.
I appreciate
Sorry
it.
about that, man.
That's all right. That's how shit
Stuff
goes,
happens.
brother.
Glad we had one.
Stand behind. That's all that matters.
Appreciate it very much. You're very welcome. Y'all have a great day.
Yep, you too. Man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
I'm Todd Stauffer. I'm the owner of Custom Splice. Started in 2006. It was come off a hobby. I ordered a winch rope for myself and said I can do this cheaper and better. And started buying rope, selling on eBay, and then started my own website. And been doing it now, I guess this is 13 years now.
Okay.
But we do US made AM steel blue, and then we also import some other lines, our diamond line and our diamond back line. Compete with other vendors that have it. We do a really good quality product, get really good quality control. One of our products is soft shackle. Take it, open it up, wrap it around whatever you need, hook it to a winch or recovery strap. This 1/4-inch one has a 17,000 pound braking strength.
Yep.
We also machine our own fair leads. This is a 4 7/8 aluminum fair lead for the synthetic winch rope. We do 6-inch, 6.5, 10-inch, and several other different sizes for different applications. Do hitch adapters. This is an 1.25-inch hitch adapter, 4,000 pound working load. This fits like different ATVs and some cars as well. Mm-hmm. Also do a 2-inch version and a 2.5-inch version.
Okay. And you have all different assortments of colors and sizes and everything everybody needs to get their UTVs or whatever.
ATVs, UTVs, trucks, and on up.
How do they get a hold of you if they're looking for something like this?
Our website is customsplice.com. That's the best way to reach us, or you can find us on Facebook.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks
Thank
much.
you.
That truck is definitely facing the wrong way. Welcome. So, I am headed home from Brimstone and had a good time. Just didn't get to do a lot of filming there. I was helping Cody out with the booth there as much as I could, I guess. The CW Motorsports booth. You guys know they're our title sponsor here, so to me it's important to make sure that they not only just see me and know that we appreciate everything that they do for us here at Eminent Performance, but also that we give back to them as much as we can. Well, I can't make it over to their shop all the time, but when they invited me to come out to Brimstone, and I knew he was going to have a booth there, anything I can do to help, lighten the load, if I can help carry boxes, if I can help answer people's questions there, I'll do it, because like we've talked about before, when I have a sponsor approach me, or when we approach a sponsor, I don't want someone who's just going to give me stuff. I want a company that we like them, we like the people, we trust them as a business, that they're not there to rip people off, and that they're there for the sport, to make the sport better as a whole. And that is 100% what CW Motorsports is all about. So really had a good time hanging out with Cody and Allie, and Sam was out there, and Carter and Peyton. They were all there. We kind of hung out, and Matt was out there. He was kind of doing the back half cage booth by himself, and then Cody, myself, and Allison were doing the kind of the parts booth. They had two separate ones. From what we saw and the numbers that we heard, Brimstone's overall attendance was down quite a bit. I don't know what their normal attendance is, but we heard from the people that run it that they only had 3,000 people there. Now that's 3,000 people that attended the concert and have like the concert tickets to get into the actual Brimstone event, not like there was only 3,000 people riding. There was lots of people. About, let's see, what it would have been Friday night we rode. We got done around the booth at like 10 o'clock, something like that, and we rode until, sorry, bumpy road guys, we rode until 2:30 in the morning, something like that, 2 o'clock, 2:30, whatever it was. Good time, nobody broke anything. We did have one guy who was with us who's, he's kind of a regular to the Brimstone area. He tipped over on his side on a trail, but no real damage, a little bit of stretched plastic and on his fender, and we just pushed him back over and on we went. Sorry, too cold in here. So yeah, we did that. Got back to Cody's cabin at, was it 3 o'clock or so in the morning. Everybody got showered and in bed by 4, and I was up by like 5:30 or 6. And then all day Saturday talking to people about Razor parts, and there were people who we got there, I don't know, at 8 or 8:30, something like that, to the tent, and there were people standing around there waiting on us, and another vendor who had gotten there just before us said, somebody's already been by looking for you guys. So there's lots of guys that go out and they'll ride at night like we did, and they'll break something, and so they'll come by and see if CW Motorsports has the part that they're looking for to fix them, get them back out there, and kind of salvage their weekend. That helps a lot of guys out, because some of these guys that come out, they don't have the money, or maybe they just don't want to spend the money, whatever it is, that they just want to go buy new high clearance billet lower radius rods because they bent one, because those aren't cheap, and so they can come by Cody's and CW Motorsports booth and say, do you have a stock lower radius rod to replace the one I just bent, and that'll get them by. It gets them back out on the trail. It doesn't ruin their weekend, so that the pass they paid to get in isn't just wasted money, and the money they spent to travel there is wasted money and everything else. It's a good service to have. It's kind of a double-edged sword too, because what parts do you bring, what parts do you leave? It seems like the ones you always leave are the ones that you need and all that stuff. There's some basic stuff that you can bring, but there were several people. We got back out on the trail, and it was really nice to be able to see these people, talk to these people, joke around with them. There's one guy who blew a belt out on the trail and didn't have a belt removal tool to put in there and pry to get everything apart. He came by and got a belt and everything else. He asked, do you have the tool? I had the tool, just so happened, and my razor, and said, here you go. He's like, well, how much do you want for me to use it? And Cody had one too, and we sent him out with both just to make sure he had something that worked for him. And we both just said, just use it and bring it back when you're done. I mean, it's not that Cody's not there to make money, but it's one of those things that he wants to make sure that people go out there and they get to have fun and that they get to enjoy the sport too. And that's, a lot of people are still there today riding, but that's kind of one of the reasons that we packed up the CW Motorsports tents and all the parts and everything at about midnight last night. Maybe it was 11 o'clock, something like that. But we packed up to get out of there because I'm traveling home now, but a bunch of the rest of the guys, a few of them, they're staying to ride today because they enjoy the sport every bit as much as everybody else does. So that just shows they're enthusiasts as well as they're not just there to make money. I'll put it that way. They're not just there to, I can make X amount of dollars off of this segment of the market, and that's what I'm going to do. We got to talk to a bunch of great vendors that were all around there. It was nice to get to see some people. L&W Fab was right across from Cody and me at the parts tent thing. So that was nice to get to talk to those guys. They seemed real nice. There's a few more in some talks with some guys. They're maybe going to come out and help us out with Sunday Drive when we get that going, which in theory the ground should be drying up at home. We'll see. So maybe we can get that going here within the next week or two. So that'll be real nice. What else did we do there? I mean, not a whole lot really for vendors. It's a lot of go out there, work the show, talk to people, do a little of the advertising that you can, and then go back, try and catch a couple hours sleep, and go home at the end, or go ride, kind of check out for a little bit. So you guys heard me mention something about Cody's cabin a little bit ago. That's where we all stayed. So Cody has gone into this and he's built a cabin. It's brand new. It's little cabin, about 1,000 square feet. But he built it over by Windrock, which is 30 minutes or so truck drive from Brimstone. But his reason for doing this is it is about 1 mile from Windrock. Maybe a little more, but it's really close to Windrock anyway. And he is right on the UTV trail for the little local town, which is Rocky Top right there. And Rocky Top is an ATV and UTV friendly town. So it's like this morning we got up and we went into Cracker Barrel to eat breakfast. And we just jumped in the Razors, threw our helmets on because it's a helmet state, Tennessee is, and drove into Cracker Barrel, parked there, ate breakfast, hopped back in the Razors, and drove a few miles back. So the reason I'm going through all this is I wanted to kind of give a plug, and Cody didn't ask me to do this or anything, but if you guys are looking for a place to stay, I took some pictures of his cabin and his setup. I'm going to throw those in here right now while I'm talking. But if you guys are looking for a place to stay and you want to ride Windrock, ride Royal Blue, Brimstone, any of those places, Cody has a great little cabin set up. He's got TVs in there, and internet access wasn't hooked up at the time, but they'd scheduled the appointment to get them in there to do it. So if you guys are looking for a place, let's see, it's 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It sleeps 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you could easily sleep 12 in there. I would say, full-grown men, if you want to be pretty comfortable, like 8 is pretty easy. I just had an air mattress and threw that on the floor and slept there. And another kid had, Cody's got a couple cots that he keeps there too for everybody. Nice place, it really is. He's got it done up nice with D-log siding on the inside, so it gives you that nice little cabin feel. It's 3 minutes off of the highway, so if you're coming in, it's really not far at all off the highway. Like I said, it's only about a mile to Windrock Trails, so it's really an ideal spot. So if you guys are looking for a place to get out there and enjoy some of this, here, let me spin the camera around. Enjoy some of this awesome scenery with all these mountains. Hopefully you guys can see. Give Cody a shout. Just contact CW Motorsports, and they will definitely set you guys up, and they're going to start taking reservations for the cabin bookings. Great guy. You'll enjoy it, trust me. It's a good time. So to give you guys an update also, more racing coming up. There is MWXC and Extreme. Extreme is having a night race. I believe it's next weekend. I think a bunch of the guys are from the local Indiana series. They're going to go and run the night race. So that should be fun and entertaining. I mean, it's something different. I think normal length, they're just starting it later to just throw in something a little different. And I will give Extreme props for that. They seem to not be scared to do something that's slightly different than the normal. They're just, they'll try it, whatever. So hey, good on them, they're trying to do it. So at Brimstone this weekend, they did have Honda Talon and Yamaha had test drives out there. That was neat. We didn't partake in any of it. I've driven the X2 and I've sat in the X4. They're nice, the Yamahas, and they had YXZs out there. Just didn't really get time. They kind of shut down about the same time or a little before even that we did. We went over and looked at the Talon booth. It was, it's a Talon. Some of the guys hadn't driven them and they were thinking about it, but it was really hot. It was 90 degrees, and they make you wear long sleeve shirt, pants, a helmet, gloves, all this stuff. It's their insurance policy, so I get it. It's not that big of a deal, but to me it wasn't worth it, and I don't know that any of the guys went and did it, but it was neat to see the presence of Honda and Yamaha out there, and they brought them out to showcase them and try and show what these things can do. So, well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I want to say thanks for watching the videos. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you would on the YouTube portion, and like and share and everything else on Facebook. And I want to make sure I wasn't a cop. Like and share on Facebook. That really helps us out a bunch. I want to say a big thank you for this weekend specifically, and that they're our title sponsor. Thanks CW Motorsports, Cody Willenborg, Peyton. It was great to sit down and talk with you guys again. It's always a good time and hanging out with you guys. And thanks for your hospitality, giving me a place to sleep at night and all that fun stuff. And can't say thanks enough for everything you guys do. So if you guys are looking for them, any razor parts, anything like that, the back half low pro cages, definitely get with them. You'll thoroughly enjoy talking to and dealing with them. Rebuilt engines, rebuilt diffs, transmissions, all of that. They do pretty much all of it. You can build a RZR out of their facility. We also want to say thank you to Spanx Fab. If you guys are looking for bumpers, tree kickers, rock sliders, A-arms, radius rods, all that stuff, you want a little bit stronger than factory ones, get a hold of Kevin Spangler out there at Spanx Fab. He can definitely set you guys up. TGM Off-Road, Rob and the whole crew that's on Facebook, look them up on Facebook. That is where their really only presence is right now. They're currently working on a website, and hopefully they'll have that up soon. Great group of guys based out of Texas, but they ride all over. They had a ride this weekend, if I remember right. But great group of guys. They'll just ride all day with you and cook and talk and drink with you and everything else they normally do. Also, Watch Communications. We definitely want to say a big thank you to you guys for hosting the podcast and the website. Well, the podcast audio. And, you guys do a great job. Thank you for your service and everything else. We couldn't do it without you. If you guys want to find us, obviously we're on YouTube. It may be or may not be where you're watching and or listening to us, but if you are not and you want to watch us on YouTube, go ahead and jump on there and search for Eminent Performance. Yes, I had to think about it. Sorry. Eminent Performance on YouTube. On Instagram, we are Eminent Racing, and on Facebook, we are Eminent Racing. Like I said, I would really appreciate like, follow, subscribe, whatever. Share with your friends. Maybe we're something that they're interested in also. I know this one was about Brimstone, and we didn't get a whole lot of footage because Brimstone at night and the cameras, you just can't get anything. So, is what it is. But we're out here just to show you that there's different things that you guys can all be doing. There's different places you all can go ride. So it's a great thing. Yeah, that's what I got for you. So, you know what? I don't know if I've told this story. We're going to throw it in at the end. Stupid stuff with Chad. I was talking to the guys this morning as we were getting ready to go to breakfast. So, stupid story with Chad real quick. When I was probably, say I was between 8 and 10, my little brother and I, my parents had a folding, like, hide-a-bed couch thing. And for some reason, we had the thing folded out. No idea why. And we were going to fold it up, and my brother had his finger, I'm wanting to say it was his right hand, I think, in the hinge part, and I just was closing it, and he was closing it at the same time, and we cut the tip of his finger off. It was right about between the first knuckle and your fingernail. Cut it off, and they had to take him to the hospital and get it sewed on, and yeah, that kind of stuff happens. So there's your stupid stuff with Chad. Threw it in at the end. I know we haven't done one in a while. I'm kind of running out of stories, and I'm trying to not do anything too stupid here for a while. But that's what I got for you. So no matter which family member's digit you remove from their hand, thanks for riding along with us, guys.
Tired of screwing up, tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.
Guys, we're out here.
Who's riding with who then?
And we're having a good time.
Last time I was there.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I'm like riding people. But you know what? It's okay because this time, if we got to, we're gonna winch it. I'm just let you know that now. And Carter's gonna do the winch.